Hello and good day, students. Welcome to another video lesson for General Mathematics Grade 11. It's me, your teacher Thea, and I am sorry if wala akong video for today because I am not feeling well. However, tuloy pa rin ang ating klase. So we are now at Quarter 1, Module 4 with the topic Solving Real-Life Problems Involving Functions. So before we start our topic, let me give you some learning reminders. Prepare your pen and paper to jot down or practice on solving. Take your time, pause if needed, and resume whenever you're ready. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It means you're trying. And don't be too hard on yourself because learning is a gradual process. These are our learning objectives for today's lesson. At the end of the video lesson, we will be able to represent real-life situations as functions and evaluate and solve problems involving functions. So these are the skills needed for today's lesson. First, we must have analytic skills. So, kailangan marunong tayong umintindi at mag-analyze ng ating problem for today. Kasi iisa-isahin natin siya. Next is the knowledge on basic concepts of functions and evaluation of function. So, I'm sure alam nyo na yan. Now, let us move on to our main topic, solving real-life problems involving functions. So, let us have our first example. Give a function C that can represent the cost of buying X number of boxes of face mask if a box costs 55 pesos. So, meron tayong additional questions or problems for this one. A, how much is the total cost for 3 boxes of face mask? So, ilan daw po yung babayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 3 boxes of face mask? And how much for 5 boxes? So, ilan naman kung 5 box yung bibilhin natin? Let's analyze. Let us find what is asked. So, ang hiningi dito sa ating problem ay gumawa tayo ng function. Here, our function or yung hinihinging function natin is itong c of x. Where itong si c ay ang function that represents the cost of buying X number of boxes of face mask. So, ito palang amount ni C ay nagdedepende kung ilang number of boxes yung bibilhin natin. Diba? Of course, kapag madami tayong bibilhin na box, mas malaki yung ating babayaran. Now, let us write the function. Given that our box costs 55 pesos. So, our final function now is C of x equals 55 times x. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay, itong si 55 ay imumultiply natin sa kung ilang box ng face mask ang ating bibilhin para malalaman natin kung magkano ang babayaran natin. Sagutin natin yung unang additional question para malaman natin itong essence ng function na to. Okay, we have the function c of x equals 55x. The first additional question, how much is the total cost for 3 boxes of face mask? So, ilan daw po yung mababayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 3 boxes of face mask? Okay, alam natin na itong si x ay nag-represent sa number of boxes na bibilhin. And dito sa ating problem, meron tayong 3 boxes of face mask na binili. That's why our x is equal to 3. Okay, what are we going to do next? We are going to use now this function and put it here. And yung ginawa natin, nag-evaluate tayo. Si x, ginawa nating 3. Nag-substitute lang po tayo. So, c of 3 is equal to 55 times 3. Meaning, 55 kada box. So, meron tayong 3 box. So, 55 times 3. Therefore, our answer now is c of 3 is equal to 165. The total cost of buying 3 boxes of face mask is 165 pesos. So ngayon, alam na natin na kapag bumili tayo ng 3 boxes of face mask, ang babayaran natin ay 165. It is because of this function here. Okay, sagutin na naman natin yung ikalawang question. How much is the total cost for 5 boxes of face mask? So, ilan naman daw yung babayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 5 boxes? So, we have to identify our x. So, ang x natin dito ay ang ating 5 since ito yung given. Next is to use the function and evaluate. So, ayan, we have c of 5 equals 55 times 5. Itong si 5 ay pinalit natin kay x. And we have our answer, C of 5 equals 275. Meaning, the total cost of buying 5 boxes of face mask is 275 pesos. So, 275 pesos po yung ating mababayaran kapag bumili tayo ng 5 boxes of face mask. Okay, next example. Example number 2. The budget of an organization is split evenly among its committees. If they have a budget of 60,000, construct a function m of n which would give the amount of money each of the n number of committees would receive. Additional question. How much would each committee receive if there are 4 of them? Solution. Let's analyze. Let's find out what is asked in the problem. So, ang hinihingi dito ay mag-construct tayo ng function m of n, where our m is the amount of money that each of the committee would receive in terms of their number. So, of course, kapag magdi-divide po tayo ng money, magdedepende din po yun kung ilan pong committees ang maghahati-hati doon, writing the function. So, of course, meron na tayong keyword, split evenly, or sinabi ko kanina, divide, hinati-hati. Therefore, ang gagamitin nating operation is division. So, we have m of n equals 60,000 over n. Itong function na to, ito daw po yung gagamitin natin para makuha natin yung amount of money na marireceive ng bawat committee. So, let's answer the first additional question. Okay, we have this function, m of n equals 60,000 over n. Question, how much would each committee receive if there are 4 of them? So, ilan daw po yung marireceive ng bawat committee if 4 po silang maghahati-hati sa 60,000? Yes, of course, our n is equal to 4. Since our n represents the number of committees and given dito ay may 4, kaya our n is equal to 4. Next, substitute lang from our function, we have m of 4 equals 60,000 divided by 4. So, our answer now is m of 4 equals 15,000. Therefore, each committee would receive 15,000 pesos. So, paano natin nakuha itong 15,000 pesos? Dahil po dito sa ating function. So, dahil dito, nakuha po natin yung amount ng marireceive ng bawat committee in terms of kung ilan din po silang maghahati-hati. So, I hope nakuha niyo po yung point. Now, let us move on to another example. Pero itong example na to, medyo tricky na po siya. And I'm sure you are familiar with piecewise functions. Ito pong lesson na to, ma-apply din po sa piecewise functions since ang piecewise functions is also representations of the real-life situations. Here's the problem. A customized mug costs 90 pesos per piece. But if you buy more than 10 pieces, they will be marked down to a price of 85 per piece. Use a piecewise function to represent the cost in terms of the number of mugs bought. So here is our additional question. How much is the total cost of buying 7 mugs? And B, how much for buying 12 mugs? So solution. Let's analyze the problem. Let's find out what is asked. So, ang pinahanap sa atin dito ay isang function. So, since sa ating problem, wala po tayong nakikita dito na variable na pwedeng mag-represent ng function, automatically, yung gagamitin natin ay f of x. Ito po yung pinaka-basic. Where our f represents the cost o yung babayaran natin in terms of how many mugs yung bibilhin natin. Of course, yung presyo or yung babayaran natin is magdedepende rin sa kung ilan yung bibilhin natin. So, we have the function f of x to represent the cost in terms of the number of the mugs bought. Okay, next step is to write the function. So, meron na po tayo nakalagay dito na tinatawag natin nga brace. So, itong brace na to, nagsisignify siya na ito ay isang piecewise function kasi marami na pong conditions yung binigay sa ating problem. So, hindi lang po isa. Our first condition is a customized mug costs 90 per piece. 90 per piece. Per piece. Ito po yung X. Piece of mug. Condition niya, if X is greater than 0 but less than or equal to 10. Meaning, kapag bumili ka po ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 na mugs, 90 po yung presyo niya. And what is our second condition? 85x. Bakit ko sinulat ditong 85x? Kasi may nakasulat dito na kapag bumili ka daw ng more than 10 pieces, ang presyo na lang niya ay 85 pesos. So, 85 per piece. So, ang condition niya is if x is greater than 10. Okay, uulitin ko ha. 90x siya if bumili ka lang ng 10 pababa. So, ito lang Ito lang po yung sinabi dito. But, if mas malaki pa sa 10, ang binili mo, more than 10 pieces, magma-mark down yung price ng 85 per piece. So, andito na sa ating second function. 85x if your x or the number of mugs is greater than 10. Mas malaki pa sa 10. So, I hope nakuha nyo po yung concept ng piecewise functions. Anyway, natapos na rin po yan sa ating Module 1. Okay, so let us answer our additional questions. So, how much is the total cost of buying 7 mugs? So, ilan daw po yung mababayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 7 customized mugs? Titignan po natin ang ating number of mugs. So, ang number of mugs natin ay 7. And the number of mugs is represented by x, di ba? So, therefore, our x is equal to 7. So, saan ba dito sa dalawa yung pipiliin natin na function para makita yung sagot? Titignan natin dito sa ating kondisyon. So, since x is equal to 7, and 7 is mas maliit kay 10, therefore, dito siya nakapasok. Therefore, yung gagamitin natin na function ay itong si 90x. So, ano nang gagawin next? Evaluate na natin. So, yung f of x equals 90x natin, gawin na nating f of 7 since ito yung x natin equals 90 times 7. And perform operation, we have f of 7 equals 630. Therefore, the total cost of buying 7 mugs is 630 pesos. So, ayan, nakita na po natin or na-compute na po natin kung ilan po yung babayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 7 mugs. Next additional question for this example, how much is the total cost of buying 12 mugs? So, ito naman, 12 mugs na naman. Since our x is equal to 12, therefore, it is x is greater than 10. So, of course, si 12 mas malaki kay 10. So, saan kaya dito sa dalawa yung gagamitin natin na function given that our x is greater than 10? Looking at the considerations that we have, we will use the second function, which is 85x. Since yung condition ni 85x ay if x is greater than 10. We have f of x equals 85x. Evaluating functions, f of 12, since itong si 12 ang ating x, equals 85 times 12. And we have f of 12 equals 1,020. Therefore, the total cost of buying 12 mugs is 1,020 pesos. So, yan daw po yung babayaran natin kapag bumili tayo ng 12 mugs. Okay, now is your chance to go back to the part na medyo nalilito kayo and rewind and replay. And if you're ready, I will give you a problem and you're going to answer it on your paper. So, pause nyo na po. Okay, so I'm sure you're ready. And now, you must try this problem. So, let me read the problem. A user is charged 200 pesos monthly for a mobile plan which gives 100 free text messages. Messages over 100 are charged 1 peso each. Represent the amount a consumer pays each month as a function f of the number of m messages sent in a month. Additional question. How much would a consumer pay if he sent 132 messages in a month? So, i-pause nyo na po, and if you're ready, you can play this again. Okay, I know you're ready na, so let us check your answer. Let's analyze the problem. What is asked? Ano ba yung hinahanap dito? To give the function that would represent the amount of money paid in terms of the number of messages sent in a month. So we have our function f of m, where our f is the amount paid or yung babayaran natin in terms or magbabase sa number of messages na ating na-send sa isang buwan. So itong si f or the amount paid is of course dependent siya dito sa ating number of messages. Kasi dito po yung magbabase kung magkano po yung babayaran natin. Next step is to write the function. So of course, marami po tayong condition dito. Therefore, it is a piecewise function. So we have our brace here. What is our first condition? So, basahin natin. A user is charged 200 pesos monthly for a mobile plan which gives 100 free text messages. So, when we say mobile plan, we understand na kapag nag-apply ka ng mobile plan, kahit hindi mo maubos yung 100 free text, 200 pa rin yung babayaran mo kasi kasali na siya sa iyong plan. So, kahit hindi umabot ng 100 yung text na na-send mo, 200 pa rin yung babayarin mo. So, ito. We have our first function. You pay 200 if your X or your number of messages sent in a month is greater than 0 or less than or equal to 100. So, mas maliit pa or equal kay 100. Okay, ito po yung ibig sabihin ng ating first function. What is our second consideration? Messages over 100 are charged 1 peso each. So, of course, kulang yung 100, diba? Kapag marami tayong ka-textmate. So, meron po talagang masosobra. So, yung sobrang text na na-send mo ay piso daw kada isang text. So, ito yung pangalawang condition natin. So, what is our function here? Okay, let me show you our function. Our function is 200. Since mas malaki pa sa 100 messages yung na-send mo, meaning, nandun na si 100. Plus mo na lang yung ilan ba yung babayaran mo sa yung sobra sa 100. So, ito. Since each text is charged 1 peso each, therefore, we put 1 here times x minus 100. Bakit x minus 100 ba to? Remember that our x is the number of messages sent. Of course, kung gusto mong kunin yung sobra, si x ay ima-minus mo talaga kay 100. Kasi yung sobra lang yung kukunin mo. Kasi itong si 100, nabayaran mo na ito dito sa 200. Kasali na siya doon sa mobile plan. So, we have 200 plus 1 times x minus 100 if x is greater than 100. Sumobra sa 100 yung text messages mo kasi nga marami kang textmate. Okay, how much would a consumer pay if he sent 132 messages in a month? So, let us analyze. Okay, since x is equal to 132 and si 132 ay itong number of messages sent in a month and mas malaki po siya sa 100, therefore, x greater than 100. So, ito po yung kondisyon na pasok po yung 132. Therefore, may clue na tayo kung ano yung gagamitin natin na function. Okay, this is the function that we're going to use. F of x equals 200 plus 1 times x minus 100. Para malaman po natin kung magkano po yung babayaran ni consumer kapag nakapag-send po siya ng 132 messages. Next step is to evaluate na po. From f of x equals 200 plus 1 times x minus 100, naging f of 132. So, wag malito ha. Ang itong 132 ay nanggaling po sa ating value or number of messages. F of 132 equals 200 plus 1 times 132 ulit, yung x natin, minus 100. F of 132 equals 200 plus 1 times 32. So, we have f of 132 equals 232. Therefore, a consumer pays 232 pesos for 132 messages sent in a month. 232 pesos po yung babayaran ni consumer kapag nakapag-send po siya ng 132 messages sa isang buwan. I hope that you have understood all or everything that I have shown to you. If meron pa po kayong hindi masyadong naintindihan, you can go back to that part and repeat and repeat. If nakuha niyo po yung sagot, great job for you. Congratulations! Before we end this video lesson, let me give you some learning reminders. Things to remember. Okay, we have to analyze the problem first. Kailangan po nating isa-isahin po yung problem. Find out what is asked and break down the possible considerations. So, dapat po talaga na na-understand po natin yung problem. Kasi kapag in the first place, hindi po natin alam kung anong ibig sabihin ng problem, wala po tayong magagawa dun. Dapat, unang-una, alam mo kung anong hinahanap, kung ano yung mga consideration, kung ano ba talaga yung problema. And recall concepts of evaluating function. Okay, thank you so much and I hope to see you on our next video lesson. Goodbye and have a great week.